This is a few days after my last update on this. So we got the old, well, not old, but what used to be on here, clutch cylinder. I just got done bleeding it. Let me put this cap on. Should be all good to go now. So I just got done bleeding that. I got the boot on now, so it looks a little bit nicer. So we're going to go ahead and get the scatter shield on and hopefully get that all wrapped up. And then once that goes on, the only thing we'll have left is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting ready the bottle pressure gauge. I think I'm going to put it out here instead of in the car, because there's a lot going on inside. I don't know if I showed you. It's a little dark, but kind of a lot going on. I know this looks kind of goofy because there's two gauges. This is the only bottle I got where it's got the place where I could put the gauge port. This one, all my other bottles don't have a gauge port unless I have one of these adapters on. So that's why there's two there. But as you can see, there's just a lot going on right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out here. I will just keep a reference, because obviously the pressure is going to be a little bit different out here reading from here than it is inside the car. I've already noticed, because this is the same bottle that I ran, the pressure is different from here to here. It ain't much. Between these two gauges, the pressure does differ a little, just a little bit. It's nothing crazy, but when the bottle pressure is where I want it to be on the actual bottle itself, whether it read a little bit lower on this, I'll know, looking at my dash, especially, with a lot of the races that I do are normally at night. So reading the gauge sometimes is kind of hard because I don't have any lights in the car either, which I'm hoping to change that soon. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna put the sensor out here, and then that way I can see when, my bottle pressure's 1,000 psi in here. I can see what the sensor's reading, and then, figure out where it's at, and then make sure it's good and make sure it's at that pressure every time. I know it's probably way overkill. It probably doesn't need to be to that extent, but it's more or less for data. I'm a firm believer the more data you have, better off you are. And to be honest, I'm pretty scatterbrained, so the more that the car can record, the more that'll help me and figure out what I need to do. So, but let's go ahead and get the scatter shield on, get that wrapped up, and then start wiring up the pressure sensor and getting the catch pan back on. So let's hop back to that. This bracket goes on the starter bolt, and then this bracket, can't really see it, goes over the top. So we'll go ahead and get this bracket on, and then get this one on. Alright, now we're back. Now I have the bolts that I need. Although I am missing one washer, but not really too worried about that washer. So we'll go ahead and get the bottom portion of this on. So I'll have to lower you guys down and then get that mounted up and see how she looks. Alright, now that we're underneath the car, kind of, I'll go ahead and slide get out of your way. Alright, so this is the part that sucks. So as you can see, kind of, get a better angle here. I gotta pull this bolt out so I can put this up. Try to figure out what angle to put this on. I think I have a pretty good idea, but gotta take that bolt out first and get that in. Grab me a 19. Don't ask why I grabbed a wrench and not a socket. It's the first thing I could find. Alright, well, my battery's gonna die, so try to hurry this up. But I like it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and lock this down. Alright, so finally got that on. It's all tight. It's not going anywhere. So that is one less thing to do. So all I got to do now is add that nitrous pressure sensor and do the catch pan. And then a few other things. Make sure everything else is good. And we'll go from there. I mean, it's looking pretty good. We got a pop-up Cincy Street Nights coming up. Edgewater ended up flooding, so they're doing a another pop-up Cincy Street Nights. So we're gonna go ahead and get prepared for that. It's Sunday. It's this Friday. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what day it is, or the date, but it is this Friday, and hopefully I can get this video out before that. I got another video that I gotta get done for something else. I'm sure you'll probably see that video after or before this one. So, but I just want to thank you guys for watching and continuing this with me. Yeah, there's still more. There's probably still more to this video, but let's hop into the next thing. For now, But for tonight, that's probably the end. So catch you guys on the next clip. Our sensor here, we're going to go ahead and replace this. Or not replace it, but put this in on the line here right before the solenoid. I already got the line loose. Got it loose. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on this fitting here. I'll show you guys a better clip once we get this all on and attached. And then, now that we got the sensor on, I got this cord I also got this from Low Dollar. This is a pre-made cord, that way I don't have to run any of my own wiring. So, go ahead and move you guys. Alright, so I'm going to take these wires. I need to fish them through this hole down in the firewall there. I was going to tape them, but I think I might just fold it and then push it through and then pull it through the other side. So let's see how that works. Alright, going to take my wire and then shove it through this grommet. Don't think that's going to work the way I anticipated on. No, it's not. That's okay. I'm going to actually find another way. Alright, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I got this braided wire that I was able to push through the inside. And then I'm just going to take this end, and just electrical tape it around and then see if I can pull it through. Well, I'm trying to get it tight again. Not being very successful here. So, Ricky, you go ahead. Keep making this tighter. See? No, not gonna work. Okay. Alright guys, so I know the last clip we were going to try to see if we could get that sensor to work. The sensor does work. This is actually the day after Cincy Street Nights. I'll make a separate video about that and all the cluster. But anyways, long story short, had all kinds of problems. After I got the sensor figured out finally, it had some shield. It's called a shielded wire, and I had the ground and the actual wire itself tied into each other, which you're not supposed to do, so therefore the sensor will not work. I fixed that and was finally able to get the sensor to start working and reading correctly. And then we had alternator problems. The alternator was not charging correctly like it was supposed to be, and it just started all kinds of problems, and I was rushing around trying to get the car ready, so I wasn't able to finish a video because I didn't finish the car until Thursday night, and I had to load it up because I ended up taking the car to work so I could leave straight from work, and then I just kind of ran out of time to finish a video and try to get stuff uploaded and everything. But I'll go ahead and give you guys an update on this whole cluster. I wasn't able to record much at Edgewater. Everything happened fairly quick, so but that's pretty much it. Like I said, the sensor does work. I'd show you, but most of you probably don't care anyways. But it works and it reads correctly, so stay tuned for the next video. Peace. Alright, sorry I ran out of memory, but I got this taped up. I think I'll be able to pull it through, so we're going to go ahead and try. Alright, so obviously that was able to work, so go ahead and pull out all that we need. We'll leave some out here. That way we can zip tie it to the other line here. Alright. So we got our wires here. I got a douche connector, however the hell you say it. Gonna go ahead, get this crimped. Got that one. Got all connections on. Good to go. Now here comes, I guess it's not really a hard part, but I got a plug over yonder, and I got to figure out what orientation I need to put these. I'm pretty sure this is signal ground, this is 5 volts, and then this is signal. Maybe this is signal and this is 5 volts. I'll double check. Alright, so the red is 5 volts and this is the signal. So at least I got that. And I need to figure out, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So this one is gray and yellow.
Detroit axle, but I was just looking it up because this thing definitely needs it. That's kind of why I want to clean this really good. So whenever I do come back in here, hopefully someday, to replace all that shit, because these things are wobbly as all hell, it'll be clean. I'll be able to take it apart nice and easily. But that, and I need to extend this.
Put that there.
I need to extend it over that way. I need to put
The ground or the power is in the middle, so.
Actually, don't shout at the bed back. They freaking turn me down. They're like, no, you ain't shit. We ain't giving you no lift.
And then we got ground.
Also, Braden used it the other day to go to work, and the rear camber kit broke. Went boom. So now it's just kind of ghetto rigged back there. I need a freaking camber kit for the Integra. The driver window on the Suburban, the actuator.
Got that all connected.
I need to replace that. Dude, there's just so many freaking things. Oh, the AC on this. I got.
And then got the piece that goes in the middle.
One thing after another. And I'm like, dude, my life is too damn expensive. It spends all the money that I don't even have. Oh, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing thrown back together, man. I'm really hoping that
It's not in all the way, but what I like to do is I like to just plug it in. Oh, you just missed that whole thing. But anyways, I got it plugged in. Don't mind my wire mess I got here. But it's right there. So it's all plugged in. We'll go ahead and turn the car on. Well, not turn it on, but get power and look at the dash and see if we can figure out if we got power or not. Last clip, we were going to try to see if we could get that sensor to work. The sensor does work. This is actually the day after Cincy Street Nights. I'll make a separate video about that and all the cluster. But anyways, long story short, had all kinds of problems. After I got the sensor figured out finally, it had some shield. It's called a shielded wire, and I had the ground and the actual wire itself tied into each other, which you're not supposed to do, so therefore the sensor will not work. I fixed that and was finally able to get the sensor to start working and reading correctly. And then we had alternator problems. The alternator was not charging correctly like it was supposed to be, and it just started all kinds of problems, and I was rushing around trying to get the car ready, so I wasn't able to finish a video because I didn't finish the car until Thursday night, and I had to load it up because I ended up taking the car to work so I could leave straight from work, and then I just kind of ran out of time to finish a video and try to get stuff uploaded and everything. But I'll go ahead and give you guys an update on this whole cluster. I wasn't able to record much at Edgewater. Everything happened fairly quick, so but that's pretty much it. Like I said, the sensor does work. I'd show you, but most of you probably don't care anyways. But it works and it reads correctly, so stay tuned for the next video. Peace.